Good morning. My name is Anthony Marshall, and I would like to present to you my research project on the longevity of the blue gene. So, the origins of it. Originally invented by Levi Strauss in the 1860s. Strauss was originally from Bavaria, and he migrated over from Bavaria over to North America, specifically in California, so that he could attend the gold rush happening there. He invented the blue jean specifically for mining pants. So the pants were very highly durable, so therefore they are pants that he could use over and over again working in the rough conditions of a gold mine. They were originally made from the tent making material, and this is what made them so durable and strong. They eventually got the name blue jean from the indigo blue dye that was used to really develop that rich dark blue color that we know jeans to have. From this point on, many innovations started to take place. For example, they added copper rivets to prevent ripping of the pockets, and these were typically known to be on the rear end of the jeans and on the pockets. So, in the 1930s and 1940s, children's blue jeans were in high demand. Parents bought kids denim as play clothes, and the reason for this is because, as said in the previous slide, they were made from this tent material, so they were very strong and very durable. And knowing kids playing around, running around, they fall, they scrape their knees, and things of that nature, and parents will have to keep buying clothes over and over again. So when they bought these jeans, they were something that would last a long time. I know it's something that's very different from our culture because play clothes are shorts and sweatpants now. Rivets were discontinued on jeans, though, due to the hole making and wooden stools. So when kids would go to school, back in the day, they would sit on wooden stools, and the teachers would complain about the holes it would make in the stools or the wear that would put in the stools. So some schools didn't allow jeans to be worn at all, but there were a few that did, but it was a rare thing to have back in that time period. Eventually, in the 1940s, GWG introduced colored jeans. So this was introducing, your lighter shades of jeans, maybe a black denim, but your burgundies and greens didn't develop until a later period in time. So, in the 1950s and 1960s. In the 1950s, jeans had been popularized by James Dean and Marlon Brando. The movie Blue Denim was filmed, featuring youth dressed in blue jeans, black leather biker jackets, and a white t-shirt. And this is the phase that I think a lot of us still remember, like it says in the movie. So in a lot of movies, it was highly seen to see bikers, with the real rough old denim, with a wife beater or just a white plain t-shirt, and then the leather black jackets with the silver zippers on them. A lot of people still mimic this style today, just with a more modern feel to it. In the 1960s, jeans were still rarely worn by adults. Back in the day, it was just jeans hadn't obtained the reputation that they have today, and they were just looked down upon necessarily, and they were just not as high in value. So they were typically known for just kids wearing them, and the reason being is because jeans weren't accepted in a lot of theaters, schools, restaurants, government buildings, business establishments. It wasn't commonly known and it wasn't commonly accepted. New styles of jeans were being introduced during this time, though. There was the pressed jean, there was the distressed jean, and then there was the acid jean, and I will show you examples of this on the next slide. So, as you can see, I have a couple of different examples of denim. So, first we have the distressed jean, which is sold on forever21.com. As you can see, this jean, it has a lot of holes in it, and rips and tears and things of that nature in it. And that's the distressed look. A lot of people like this look. It's a very modern look. This look is more casual. It's hard to dress it up in a more fancier, more professional style look. In a distressed jean, as you can see, her skin is showing through the holes, but there are distressed jeans where they rip them, and then instead of leaving the skin to be revealed, they put a patch behind it, so it still gives you that distressed look while not having to expose your skin. Then we move on to the pressed jean, which is sold on Farfetch.com, which is a high-end luxury website. And as you can see, it's pressed. It's a very straight-legged jean. It has no wrinkles in it, no distress, no anything. It's just a basic jean that is pressed. And personally speaking, I would say that this is the jean that is most related to the jean that was first originally made for mining pants. It's very just, it doesn't have a lot of character to it. It doesn't have a lot of uniqueness to it. It's just your basic jean. Then we move on to the high-waisted jeans, which is sold on lovelywholesale.com. And these jeans, as you can see, they come up above the waist, therefore giving typically women, but both men and women can wear these, but giving women typically a more defined shape around the derriere. And high-waisted jeans, as you can see, they're typically tight-fitting jeans as well. Some high-waisted jeans can be like a boot cut or like the extra long, but typically they are more tight-fitting, specifically for the reason of defining the shape of the wearer. Then lastly, we move on to acid jeans, which is sold on boohoo.com. And acid jeans, as you can see, they look like someone threw acid on them. So it looks like the original denim look, that rich blue look that we talked about earlier, is wiped away. And a little bit of it's left, but it just shows the underlining layers of the jean, basically. And this is a new common look. It really didn't get mainstream, I would say, till at least 2010, at least for my generation. And it's a casual look. It's a very casual look. You don't wear this to a business meeting or to any job, honestly. Even, your simple jobs like, working in a grocery store or working in a small business or anything of that nature, you don't wear jeans like this. If the uniform requires you to wear jeans, it's a solid color. So these jeans are just for casual streetwear. So, in the 1970s and the 1980s, tight-fitting jeans were introduced into the market. Lee Cooper created the packet jean in the 1970s. Packet jeans were for men who wanted to show a bulging crotch. Don't ask me why. In 1978, Ralph Lauren released a line of tight-fitting jeans to draw in the Western market. These jeans were worn at least 2 inches small on the waist, so that way that it was very defining as well. And this look, it was a new look. It gave you an edge. It gave you a new look personally, because it defined your body. Within non-tight-fitting jeans, a lot of your shape can be lost. So with these new tight-fitting jeans, people were loving being able to show off and defining their body. In the early 1980s, Gloria Vanderbilt designed jeans that conformed to the person's derriere. At the time, this was actually the best seller. Again, this new wave of being able to define and glorify and show off people's curves and muscles and bodies was just, it was just overwhelming to the market, and everyone attached onto it. So, in the 1990s and 2000s, In 1992, Alexander McQueen released the Bumpster jean. These jeans were tight-fitting pants with the waist hung so low on the hips that the wearer's rear cleavage would be exposed. In the early 2000s, Levi released low-rise jeans for both men and women. Over in the UK, Lee Cooper launched Butt Couture. This was a line of jeans from a more lightweight denim that had a gap between the waistband and the pants to create this peekaboo effect. So it's kind of like a tease effect, basically. Performers such as Madonna, Britney Spears, Beyonce definitely help influence this wave of low-rise jeans. Tight-fitting jeans start showing signs of health-related issues. These health-related issues include stomach problems, endometriosis, and vascular problems. Doctors notice, for example, that when men who complain about stomach problems, including heartburn and distension, switch to baggy pants, their symptoms disappeared. So now we go to current day denim trends, and you will see that I have 4 different trends for you. It's the baggy jean, where you see it speaks for itself. It's a stereotypical jean, just bigger, looser, baggier. In common day society, it's kind of like I can pull from the past and make it in the present type thing. Then we go to charcoal washes, where these are your black denim jeans, but they look like they have a little acid wash to them, but not really much. They're faded, basically. They're a faded black jean. Then you have long line straight jeans, where they're very slim fit. They're not tight, but they are a more fitted jean. And they're just a straight leg. They're very casual, very on the go, you can put them together with a lot of different outfits. And then we go to the XL cuffing, and those ones, they have extra material at the bottom so that you can create a thicker cuff at the bottom. And as you can see, stereotypically women wear these with boots, heels, and things of that nature. It's not really known much to be worn by men, but of course both men and women can wear it. And all of these I got from whowhatwear.com. It's a website that just tracks the trends that people wear via social media, and we know that social media is a big platform these days. So then we go to the current day economic value. The U.S. used to have a strong textile industry, 2.5 million workers within the American apparel industry in the 1970s. In 1980, 70% of Americans bought American-made clothes, but then that number in 2013 dramatically decreased to 2%. And then this graph, as you can see, just shows how within the U.S., the textile industry has just had a severe decline. So in conclusion, according to Sproles and Burns in 1994, social saturation sets in some fashions or styles fade in popularity and are usually replaced with new trends that encourage people to buy unnecessarily new designs. This quote explains the reason behind the longevity of jeans. Designers continue to add innovation to jeans, making them appear to be something new that nobody has. Jeans, being the durable product they are, anticipate seeing them around for a very long time. And here's my references. Thank you, and I hope you guys enjoy my presentation, and please let me know if you have any questions.